Hello. I don't know what the world was wrong. I finally, I looked at it when I see Anna boy say, does he know he's left? But I see it there now. Yeah, I was speaking to everybody. I got some questions I'm going to answer about last night for everybody. Hey, drummer son, and hello to everybody. I'm on here tonight just out of boredom. I have been bored today. And I'm usually not bored, but I was today. But how's everybody doing tonight? And you see, I just decided to get on there a few minutes ago. If I'd have knew I was going to go live, I would have done it sooner. I would have scheduled it earlier. And Tammy got up and went to bed. Watching like some movies that wasn't that good to me. It's 41 and I need to take out my trash. I guess 42 here. It's 42. But I seen like it's supposed to get real cold tomorrow. I guess I might be kind of tired of this weather. I seen somebody ask a question last night. Does she treat her other youngins like that? Her oldest youngin, I remember when he's about 3 years old. He moved in with his daddy. I don't know how long ago that he moved in with his daddy, but he did. And then she's got one now, Bentley's little brother. And I don't really know how old he is. I reckon 6 or 7 or something like that. Yeah, she don't do him like that. But she didn't do Bentley like that neither. But when Bentley decided he wanted to, he wasn't too happy at home at his house. And that's when she started, putting a hammer down on him, when he become friends with Stephen instead of his daddy. Even all that I said last night, y'all still don't know. Y'all still don't know. I hear my pump compressor shorted out and blew up today, and we're fixing to get a lot of snow tonight. Hey, what you gonna do for heat? And I don't know, it's somebody that's like her. It's really hard to know what they are thinking. I don't know why you would put cameras in the bedroom. Outside and in the bedroom. Stephen's last wife done that. So he was out there at that lake. He went fishing it with Chris and them. And when he come home, that camera was up. And it following you around. And they said they put it there. The reason it was put there is so people come go fishing. It's $5 a day. But you couldn't see the money box. And I mean, you can forget all that, anyway. I'm just telling you. It wasn't for the money. She didn't get the money anyhow. Her daddy got the money. And I'm sure she wasn't worried about it. I would have tore that down. Somebody put a camera up to watch me. You think I'd put up with that? You think I'd let somebody get such a hold on me? They was watching me while they was at work. And while they was at the supermarket. And where? You think I'd put up with that? Hey, would you put up with it? If you think I'm unreasonable, would you let somebody put a camera in your bedroom? And out there where you do videos at? Now, his last wife was a school teacher. And I heard, she got let go. That's just what I heard. And I mean, I believe it, but it's been, a while back. Yeah. And Stephen told me this. She recorded while she was sleeping with her phone. I'm talking about his last wife. I said, why would you do that? It's amazing what a man will put up with for a little bit of that stuff. And I mean, hey, that shit don't work on me. And I guess them people that just can't live without it, I guess that's what they get for being so dumb. And there's a plenty of them. I'm talking about, you think I let Tammy put a camera in here on me? You don't really think I would put up with that, do you? Hey, Pamela Vargas, and there you go now. You know, we talking about Steven. I ain't talking about the whole world. So what about you, Pamela Vargas? What if your husband put a camera on you? You think he would think a little different? Then the men are bad too? Hell yeah, you would. And see, there you go again, Pamela Vargas. Why she put it out there where Stephen was working at? Out there on that dock. You think she was putting one there for security there? Pamela Vargas, I mean, I might have to call you up and talk to you on the phone, get you straightened out. She turned out just how I figured she would too. If they come over here to see us, she go sit in Stephen's lap. Every time she go sit in Stephen's lap. And one day they came over here. You know, I would ask her. This is what I would ask her. I would say, has the fangs come out yet? Because I knew she had some. I could just tell. And one day she come over here and she wasn't sitting with him no more. You know that Even though she would talk to me and stuff, and I knew that she didn't like me, but she didn't like Tammy, and she didn't like Grandma. She didn't like Chris, she didn't like Stan, she didn't like Bentley, she didn't like Stephen's other youngest. What does that tell you? And he was doing videos with Mama. This is to do like with Stephen getting married. Hell no, he ain't getting married. So anybody that's holding out for him to get married, you're going to just marry somebody else. I don't believe he can put enough. I don't believe there can be enough pressure put on him that he would get married. And Stephen was doing videos with Grandma back then. And it's back when she got them chickens. He built her a couple of nest boxes out there at her house. That was never Stephen's house. They inherited all that out there, y'all. Nobody bought nothing. They inherited all that. Yeah, let me tell you about that. Her granddaddy married a rich woman, and that woman died. And it cut her young'uns out of it. Hey there, Michelle. It cut her young'uns out of it, and it cut Renee and her daddy in. They didn't buy nothing. And everything changed hands. It didn't go like it was supposed to go. The inheritance thing, it has got. But I mean, I don't care about that. But Stephen built Grandma a couple of nests for chickens to get in there and lay eggs. And he was going to bring it out here to Grandma. And she didn't want him to come. And I mean, she, good as I can remember, she wasn't going to come. And then she decided she'd come, but she didn't get out of the truck. What's wrong with these damn women, y'all? Hey, Bentley's mama done the same thing. She done the same thing. These women that get you away from your family. Hey, I mean, men might do it too. I'm sure they probably tried to. That stuff like that, y'all, that'd be a joke for me. I don't go see a woman. I don't go see my family because a woman don't want me to. It's ridiculous to me. I believe that there. Jealousy can drive a nail through concrete. You know, she had long hair, you know. You know, over her ears, you know. While she was at school, she was listening to Stephen doing them videos. With an earbud in her ear. Am I the honest person left in America that's got good old common sense? Or is this normal to y'all? Either will catch her. And people asking about him gonna get married and all that, you know. Why get married when you got 50 women? You know what? I know a whole hell of a lot more. A whole lot more. I just wind up making you mad as hell telling the truth. My husband accused me of that, but I just didn't like it because his ex hung out with him and his teenage daughter. Well, that's something to get aggravated about there, T. You are within right to, to get mad about that. And what the hell are they doing? I'll tell y'all, as far as Bentley's mama, like what the final thing was, it just was another Himashima. She had bought him some shoes. Some nice shoes, not tennis shoes, And some dress shoes. And Bentley was over here, and he was supposed to go to something at the school, like some kind of prom or something. And he told me he didn't want to go. And I tried to tell him, he'd have a good time, He would wind, he would wind up having a good time, break the ice with the girls and stuff. But he didn't want to go. I said, well, son, if you don't want to go, I don't think your daddy will make you go. And so I asked his daddy about it. Daddy said, no, you ain't got to go if you don't want to. And they went to Red Lobster. It's the night they was going to do a concert. And they done the concert. We done the concert. It was just late. Because I guess they went and got off to themselves, Stephen and Bentley. They went to the Red Lobster. But that right there enraged her so mad you wouldn't believe it. And I mean, I don't even understand what the big deal was, that he didn't want to go. That she wanted him to go. And it just might be like Stephen changed her plans, She had, just way out of line, Just way out of line. Her boyfriend she's got over there. Hey, I don't think he realized she was doing all the stuff she was doing. Like trying to keep up with Stephen. So she had that tracking on Bentley's phone. And I think they was, Stephen found out about it just for the hell of it. They cut it off, when he was with Stephen. And she wanted to know what they was doing. I mean, listen, y'all, this is how damn stupid this shit is. You think that she would let Stephen track her? Oh, hell no. No, you ain't gonna track her. I guarantee you ain't gonna track her. Matter of fact, you ain't gonna do nothing to her. And I don't know if she was. I really don't know if she was plotting, for, gonna try to get child support out of Stephen. I don't know what she was doing. I know Tammy thought that. That she was writing everything down. Keep Tammy. I heard Tammy say a bunch of times, she was keeping records, keeping documentation of them going to the lake. And then, she'd be in the dark, like the whole weekend. Bentley's with Stephen. And then when he went back to her house, it was rough. He told me about it. Whipping him. And he didn't want to say nothing. He's scared of her, y'all. And y'all know how I'm always thinking all the time. I was thinking today, it wasn't nothing to do with making a video about it or nothing, I was just thinking, hell, I wouldn't have been scared. She's whipping. Hey, Palm Beach, Peter. Want to know what they was doing. And Bentley didn't want to say nothing. And he didn't want to tell us. Well, I didn't ever ask him nothing, hell, I knew. I didn't ever. The honest thing I'd ever say to Bentley, this is the honest thing I'd ever say. And I'd ask him this about once a week or once every 2 weeks or so. I say, do your mama still raise hell like she always did? He said, yep. I didn't ever pry into him, I didn't ask him questions and stuff. I didn't ask him questions on purpose, I just say, do your mama still raise hell like she used to? And she used to raise it, boy. So, hey, y'all, it's worse than you think. And then you see her out in public, she's smiling. You'd say, there ain't no damn way that she would do that. You'd say, there ain't no way. And I really don't know if she had like two personalities or just, what's that word? You're up one day and down the next. Bipolar. But y'all, I ain't sitting here just talking about her for the hell of. She's something. Medically, she's something. I ain't no doctor, but like when I get through doing this YouTube thing, I might go into doctoring school. But she's something. Hell, boy, Tammy ain't like that. Stephen ain't like that. I don't know nobody like that. I think I know some people that's bipolar. But all that stuff was worse than you would ever believe, boy. And I still don't really, yeah, probably all three of them, Pamela. I know she was narcissistic. Well, you just got two things there. You know, we had some golf carts one time, and we go ride them golf carts, and you ain't never seen somebody that she's like talking. You know, like I'd see her sitting on the cart with Stephen, you know, we riding. She's kind of turned toward him, just talking and talking and talking. And then sooner or later, you see her with her head away from him, not talking. I told Tim, I said, look at her. She done got mad as hell about something. But he put up with a lot, you know. And you know she ain't changed. You know, with that man she's with, you know. And his family, they ain't on speaking terms because of her. But she doing that same thing with us, you know. You know, hell, didn't see Stephen for a year one time there, boy. Yeah, I was reading that there, Susan. I stopped and read that. You know, I still don't know what happened to them. I still don't. I still don't know what happened with them. I know they had about the best live video on YouTube, you know. Grandma and Stephen. And it wasn't set around old folks talking, you know. You know, how's the weather doing? Well, we've been getting a bunch of rain. You know, they was getting it now. Grandma and Stephen, they was getting with it. I can see why he's not interested. Anyone with all his BS he's put up with, I can definitely relate to him. Yeah. Yeah, you know, I got another buddy that he's trying to get a woman out of his house. And he don't want no other woman. Why did he leave? That's what I don't really know, Susan. You know, And Stephen was down there at Grandma's, That's like kind of in the beginning where women was kind of going crazy. And I don't know what in the hell, a woman, she can't have a man, I don't know what you go crazy about. And I mean, some of them will. Some of them will just go on. But some of them just go slam crazy. And I mean, they steal some like that. Yeah, I know, Susan. I didn't take it like she was blaming him. And somebody told me that the woman that lived in Augusta, she started getting them youngins in that classroom watching. And see, sometimes it was a little bit rated PG, And that Carter woman, I said, like that was the beginning, And then you started hearing her, saying, I want it where anybody can watch, And I mean, I reckon she just made a choice, that she wants it to be like Mr. Rogers, And that's her choice, But there ain't no doubt they had the best live on YouTube. It ain't no doubt. See, he ain't like that if he's not around her. He can be around me and he can be around Tammy or anybody he ain't exactly like that. And then the same goes to Grandma. She ain't exactly like that when she was around Stephen. I mean, they had chemistry, Ain't no telling where they'd be at, Random women just get on there going wild. I mean, they couldn't help but like to try to take a pop shot at Stephen. I mean, just couldn't help themselves. I know several of them. Oh, and one woman, she didn't tell him. She come and booked a room in East Dublin. And he didn't go. And I see her every once in a while on here. But she's just like the other women. I'm gonna get him if it's the last thing I do. I'm talking about if somebody don't want your ass, go on. And you know, most women will. Most women, if you don't want them, you know, I mean, they won't waste their time, you know. But they some that just go crazy. Well, yeah, hey Susan, these people that liked Stephen there, and then there's just people that just, you know, I mean, it's like, you know, just a little small handful. But they changing names and I mean, hell, just go slap damn crazy, you know. And I mean, I can tell you myself, women don't take it too good when you turn them down. Near about every one that like, you know, like try to mess with me. Hell, they damn unfriended me on Facebook and everything. And I mean, you know, I mean, I didn't think that much about it, you know, but it bothers them. I mean, some of them it does. You know, a lot of women, if you don't intend on marrying them, it ain't it ain't just enough to be a boyfriend. I mean, even if you are a boyfriend and you don't intend on, and them women like figure out you don't intend on marrying them, they usually will go on. I've seen that before. I mean, it happened to my daddy. But it was like this right here. You know, it started out little, and the hurdles got higher and higher. What he's having to jump through. Yeah, I hear that, Susan. I mean, she's doing good, you know. There's a lot of people that has got things down wrong. There's a lot of people that just simply don't understand everything. And, you know, I mean, you, you get to be friends on here, you know, like good friends, you know. Like Stephen has some good friends on here, you know, that come down here. I don't know why they turn on you. And I mean, I've had the same thing to happen, you know, to me with the antenna stuff, you know. You know, people that I would let get close to me, you know, that had my phone number. You know, I don't know how in the hell you explain that. They just, they just get to the point where they turn on you. I used to be real good friends with Wilkes County boy. Before YouTube. And I could tell he had a bad temper. But jealousy, that's probably what I figure, murder. And look at me a county boy now. And it's like this right here. You ain't gonna act crazy as hell to me and then make out like everything's all right the next day. I don't, I ain't gonna do that. And, somebody act nutty. Then the next day, they sorry. And they calling you up, wanting to talk to you and all that. And you think everything's all right, then they do it again. And I just don't roll like that. You piss me off, and I ain't like Steven. Steven will shake it off now. But I don't forget too easy. And hell, just don't want to be messed with. I remember one time, we was playing poker on that Xbox. I remember one time, Wilkes County boy took a damn Xbox and throwed it out the window. Throwed it through a window. Hey, Tim. And that's pretty bad there, boy. Throw your Xbox out the window. Not out the window, through the window. And he's trying to fix it where his wife wasn't going to find out. And when I was like doing them antennas, I had a few people had my number. And we was buddies. And they wound up turning against me. And hell, listen, y'all. I'm just sitting right here. You don't hear me talking crazy. And one day I'm raising hell, the next day I'm acting normal, the next day I'm like raising hell and cussing people out. People you hear me talking about, they pretty bad. That, that, what's the bird man, y'all? John Ray. You know what I mean? You know, he comes off and appears as a real good, genuine guy. Probably got a bunch of y'all fooled. But he gets on that telephone. And you know, you can tell some stuff ain't right, you know. I can, you know. Everybody talking bad about everybody. And hell, boy, I mean, you heard me say it a bunch of times. I liked him until I just keep hearing stuff all the time. And, you know, that Kathy told me, you know, she said, and this is exactly what she said. She said, oh, honey, he's worse than any woman you've ever seen. And I found that out to be true, you know. And then, you know, Blue told me, she said, he hates you. I said, he hates me. I said, you talking about Steven? She said, no, he hates you. And I mean, I liked him. Didn't know that was a problem in the world. And I mean, I even feel a little sorry for him, you know. John Ray. I mean, I'm serious, y'all. I even feel a little sorry for him. Oh, he sure don't appear like that, you know. I mean, man, he just appears as just like real, genuine, good guy. Yeah, the bird man. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the world, you know. But Stephen goes through that stuff a pretty good bit. And you know, I about turned against people coming for the concert. Sometimes they could be on chemical substance. Yeah. Well, I know that does happen over here. I know everybody ain't just sitting there straight, you know. But you can't do that over and over. Yeah, I about turned against people coming to the concert. And I told Stephen, I said, hell no. Go have it at your house. I mean, people you think is your friends. And there's good many people that's guilty. Like everybody, when Dawn's over here, Dawn, everybody's trying to call her. She told me that. And I mean, damn, boy, like, just everything kind of out of hand. And I don't like no bunch of bullshit going on myself. I like a normal household. And, stuff that's going on here. You might think me and Tammy sit here and talk about it. A lot of times I don't even say nothing to her about what's going on here. You know, who doing this and who doing that. Hey, Danny, I can't believe that I thought John was a nice guy and I trusted him. I love birds and I'm still sub to him. But he stopped talking to me in Grandma's chat, and I always wondered why. You know what I mean? You know, who knows, Who knows, Ron? But I know that I do know he's not the jolly Frosty the Snowman that we think we know. I mean, Dad, I know, and I wouldn't say it. I wouldn't say that about him, for no reason. Well, my words do matter, You know what I think, And I seen that. I was watching Kathy's video and she showed Reverend Dream elbow his wife when she went to sleep during the prayer. And I mean, elbowing your wife, if she's 20, 25 years old, might not be that big a deal, but like when you done got old and you get elbowed, that shit hurts. And I mean, it just simply made him mad, that she went to sleep. I mean, I don't know what the hell's wrong with people, And I mean, his damn big old arms, it probably didn't feel good. Yeah, it was more than a bump. He could have done it with his hand, Or he could have just said something. She probably could hear him, I mean, she might have been asleep. Hey, yeah, thank you. She might have been asleep, but she probably could hear him, you know. Them women's pretty good at that, you know. And I mean, I don't. This right here, my house was a calm house, y'all. We don't get mad and holler and raise hell. And you know, don't even holler, even get mad. That when Tim was talking about, don't talk to me for 5 minutes. Boy, that was a hell of a day up there at the lake. The wind was blowing 30 miles an hour. The lines was getting tangled up. I couldn't keep the damn boat straight. Tammy's trying to tell me how to keep the boat straight. You know, I told her to get me a Coca-Cola, and Tammy will get mad. I like a calm house too, Danny. Yeah. Yeah, we don't raise hell over here, y'all. And I ain't somebody that you can call up one day and I'm one way, and you can call me up the next day and then I'm a different person. And you know, I think that pisses people off. Because I ain't quite what they think I am. And Tammy, like she's doing something on her phone every day, all day long. And like kind of been teaching her this YouTube stuff, you know. Because she knows less than y'all. And I might be sitting there 30 minutes quiet and I say something, and every time I say something, she says, huh? What? What did you say? And that's somebody does that 5 or 6 times. You say, never mind. Never mind, it ain't important anyway. No, I want to hear what you said. I said, well, I don't feel like saying it again. So, you know what I mean? I got used to that, y'all. And the truth is, I just don't say that much no more. Because, I know she's listening to what. You can't tell that she's listening. It took me probably 4 or 5 days to know she's listening to that, got that earbud in her ear. Took me 4 or 5 days that she ain't just sitting there no more watching TV. And then when I found out that she's listening to that nonstop, I just quit, and I just quit saying anything. Because if that's what she wants to do is all right with me. Even when I went to the kitchen, go in the kitchen, I say something, 'cause I thought she done laid it down. She's still listening, even in the kitchen. And she's saying, "What? Did you say something?" And hell, you get tired of that. So instead of raising hell about it, I just don't say very much. And it ain't that important, what I'm saying. Just having a conversation. And I pick up this mic and go live. Now, she'll get mad as hell you don't hear her now. Well, I don't know if she's reading or watching a movie. I really don't even know what she's doing, Tina. But whatever it is, she enjoys it. But it just took me a little while to realize that's what she's doing all day long and at night too. It took me a while to realize it. And then I just kind of just, do my own thing. Whatever that is. I just kind of do my own thing. And I looked at her phone that she had laying on the counter the other day, and I looked, and it was a bunch of reading on the screen, but I think she watches movies too. And see, a lot of times I'll have the TV on, but I'm not really watching it. I'm just like looking at what I'm doing. Whatever I'm doing, I don't hear everything that goes on that TV. But she's watching. She's watching that TV. When she ain't reading, before she was reading and all that. And you can't look at her and tell she's reading. Because I looked over there at her a bunch of times, sitting in that recliner. Hell, you don't know if she's asleep. You don't know if she's reading. You don't know if she's watching a movie. And I'm just telling you, I just kind of quit. Hell, kind of quit talking. But I don't mind it, but you don't want somebody saying huh every time you say something. That'd get on your nerves every time you say something to somebody. They said, "What?" Then you got to say it all again. And then you say, "Well, it don't matter anyway." Then we get into a 5-minute thing. What? I want to know what you said. I said, it ain't important. Man, I was looking at my, Joy. I was looking at my phone today. Looking at the weather. I think the high tomorrow is supposed to be 36 here. That's pretty that's pretty rough for around here. I love being single, nobody to answer to or ask me what I'm doing. Yeah, I don't want to be single, but I don't want to be talking to somebody that rather hear something else. That rather be hearing something else, you know. Cat, somebody texted me and told me you and Sophie got into it on Steven's concert. I've been retired a long time, yo. At what time it is here, about 2 o'clock. Danny, I hear you, brother. Communication is very important, especially when it's just y'all. I think this will pass after February. Yeah, it ain't no big deal. Oh, y'all was joking. Yeah, it ain't no big deal. Peter, like, I just didn't know she was like listening that hard, you know. And it took me 4 or 5 days to realize, you know, and I'm all right with it. I mean, I am now. She could have had the camera up to watch him so she could see where he was at all times so he wouldn't go somewhere and catch her doing anything wrong. Hey, that's right, Deborah. That's right, Deborah. Deborah, I think he might be behind in chat, as I was talking about that pretty good while ago. And if she is behind him on video, y'all, she won't even hear that for a few minutes. Did y'all realize that? Yeah, same. Well, Tammy, she was early morning, you know. I hear you there, Tina. That's rough. Hey, I dozed off and on today. Nothing really good on TV. If y'all want to see the full version of the Salvation Army, the full version, it's on Danny Stephen Hodges YouTube. I just put it on there for the heck of it. But it's the actual full version. Danny, is it supposed to snow there? I don't think so, Kathy. Yeah, I got all these channels and movies and all that, and they about ain't no good. Danny, you are great for putting me to sleep. I watch your videos to go to sleep. Dang. There's a bunch of people told me that I put them to sleep. I about had this halfway headache all day. But it ain't quite bad enough, you know what I mean? It might, it'll come and go. Yeah, I heard it's supposed to get rough there, Kathy. I turned over and watched the Weather Channel a couple times. Y'all might have not heard about it, but because they ain't said very much on the news about it. They went into Fulton County, Georgia, and got the ballots for I guess it was the 2020 election. And there was a lot of cheating going on. Donald Trump did win Georgia. And then there's a couple of state senators. You seen that, Joyce? There's a couple of state senators that's in question too, But I mean, there's nothing going to be done about it. And I think it's like 300,000 votes that they found, that where they had multiple copies of the same ballot. 300,000. But I mean, they'll say all that stuff and everything. You ain't gonna see nothing. Nobody's gonna be held accountable. I'm pissed too. I stay pissed. I about don't even hardly watch the news too much no more. I really don't. Because it don't matter. And, the people that don't watch the news, they not missing a damn thing because whatever it is, and it don't matter what it is, it don't matter. That Herschel Walker running for governor, and I didn't believe, or it might have been senator. And people in Georgia love him. Everybody loves him, in Georgia. And hell, he lost, boy. But like y'all, whatever the news says, that's how it is. And it don't matter what they say. And it don't matter what they don't say. But whatever they do say is how it is. News is more like believe it or not. Yeah, I hate the way the news is what it's turned into, Joyce. Like water concrete, water cronkite. you couldn't tell if he was a Republican or a Democrat. You know, he would just tell the news. But now, the news is opinion. The investigation will prove it was done, how it was done, and who was involved locally. Hey, it ain't gonna matter, Pamela Vargas. Hey, them people ain't held accountable for what they do. You know, that Hillary and whatever her husband's name is, they were supposed to show up to testify, and they didn't show up. And they put some people in prison about not showing up. But damn, Hillary, what's her husband's name, y'all? And I mean, they just decide they don't want to go. Bill, they just decide they don't want to go, and they didn't go. And I mean, they subpoenaed, you know. And I mean, I know of two people that didn't go. They wound up going, but they sent them to prison. But I mean, I'm as sick of that stuff, boy. I'm tired of that mess. And see, I watch the news that like kind of more like tell stuff that you won't see on Fox News, you know. And it don't matter. That's the first thing you need to know. Is it don't matter. Yeah, and you know damn well she ain't wore no ankle bracelet. You know damn well she ain't wore no ankle bracelet. Yeah, I'm really kind of tired of this weather. Yeah, I hear you. That. Well, I mean, that's kind of what I'm talking about. You know, it's the weather. You know, is. And one of my buddies went the other morning, and I believe him. I know what time he went, cause he sent me a video on the phone, and it was below freezing. I mean, damn boy, that's wanting to go fishing, ain't it? And it below freezing. Yeah, it usually ain't too bad here, Pamela, but it's the weather's been kind of rough this year. Usually in Georgia, you know, you can put a long sleeve shirt on and you can make it pretty good, you know. But I mean, it's like to where you don't even want to go outside. And I got a bunch of stuff to do. You know, a bunch of little stuff to do. You know, take 10 or 15 minutes each thing. I know one thing, y'all. I had an office chair over here. It sat at my table, my kitchen table, and I was thinking about buying me a chair, you know, off Amazon. You know, like a good chair, you know. 'Cause that chair that was in that boat hurt my back. You know, it was okay for a little while, but it would get worse and worse and worse. You know, until I was ready to come home. After 3 hours, I mean, it'd be hurting bad. Yeah, I hear you. And see, you don't know what kind of chair you buy off Amazon. You don't. I mean, you don't know if it's comfortable or not. You know. And that chair over there, that office chair I had at the table, I could sleep in that chair because I have a bunch of times. So I took that thing and put it in the boat. Stephen did. Took that other chair out and put it in that boat. And boy, it makes a hell of a difference too, boy. Yeah, I don't know what Tim is going to do this year as far as garden. I mean, I figure she'd probably be doing some stuff. But that stuff's work, you know. Pamela Barr's talking about going to plant her some cucumbers. Why don't you just buy some cucumbers at the store? Yeah, that's the first time she's ever fooled with it was last year. They used to it though, Kimber. They used to being outside. Shit, think about up north, man. That's what I heard. I heard tomatoes don't taste the same. Well, I don't know if Timmy's gonna mess with that this year. I got a good idea I'm gonna show y'all. I thought of it last year, but it was too late. I got a good idea for y'all, and I ain't forgot about it, you know. But buddy, I'm gonna show y'all something. You're gonna say, "Damn, I wish I'd have thought about that a long time ago." That's what you're gonna say. I used to like to go down there at Grandma's and look at her stuff, you know. And that stuff like just keep growing and growing and growing and growing. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Tammy's she's kind of unusual, you know. And some days she'll sit around and, be lazy. And then some days, boy, like, hey, you can't hold her back, you know what I mean? And you never know what she's going to be, you know. 2 degrees. Hey, man. Well, he's sitting here the other night. I got a temperature thing right here. And I seen it getting pretty doggone low. I said, boy, might better get up here and cut that spigot on, a little bit. And that joker was near about froze up, too. I don't think Jamie does a whole lot of thinking. Which ain't a bad way to be, I never stopped thinking. It actually a little bit aggravating. You ought to. I wish you could see what goes on in my mind when I'm sleeping, y'all. And sometimes it's like a little aggravating too. Sometimes it's a whole lot aggravating. That brain be just a churning, boy. Why not drink some more coffee? It ain't 2 o'clock in the morning. Hey, I don't reckon it much matters because the high tomorrow's supposed to be 36. Uh, yeah, that's what I miss, Myrtle. In short days. I mean, I kind of near about always been like this. A lot of times I don't never want to go outside till about, I might go out in the morning time. But then go back outside about 5 o'clock. And at 5:30 it's dark. Up there in the north, y'all, where a bunch of y'all all was reading what Kimber was saying there. I don't see how y'all function so good. And there's there's still a lot of people without power. From the last storm. That Ryan Hall, he ain't lying. He got a video here 6 hours ago. Millions are about to get stuck. You in the foothills of Georgia? I kind of like to go up there and ride around and stuff. Yeah, I bet it does. But I don't see how y'all function. Like when this snow hits down here, it'll shut the town down, you know. But Tammy, it seems like she has sat around one day and then the next day, she's ready. Anyone ever grow any cow horn okra? It gets about 10 foot tall and makes pods about 8 to. I hear you. Cow horn okra. It seems like to me, y'all, boy, I don't know if it's me. And I mean, near about got to be me. It near about got to be. It just seems like to me that food just ain't good like it used to be, you know. You know, like about disappointed about every time Tammy cooks. You know, it just, and then them plates she gets. And hell, bringing home chicken sandwiches. And I told her I didn't want no more Kentucky Fried Chicken for a while. I mean, I don't know about everywhere else, y'all, but that's the greasiest, sloppiest damn chicken that you ever ate. I mean, you had to hold a paper towel in your hand while you eating it. And I mean, you look at your hands, and man, you will have grease all over your hands. And I mean, I'm tired of that mess. I told her, don't get no more of that. Hell yeah, what's wrong? What's wrong with them people? What's wrong with them people? They don't know about all that damn grease. And man, I used to love Kentucky Fried Chicken, you know. Danny, I'm really a Southern girl, born and raised in Kentucky, but live in Michigan for years now. But I miss the mountains. We had bought a restaurant food. We have bought restaurant food in a month, but I am going to pick up some Chinese. There's a place that Applebee's, y'all. Now I got to remember what the hell you call it. It's noodles. It's noodles with some kind of little sauce in it. I can't remember. Alfredo. And that there's pretty good. And it's cheaper, you know. And fettuccine. And hey y'all, and steaks. Alfredo. And steaks. They tough. Pork chops is tough. I done asked Tammy I don't know how many times, why don't you get them steaks like Stephen cooks? And y'all, I mean, it is unbelievable. The steaks he cooks. I've tried several times to cook a steak like he does. And Tammy has too. And we can't do it. I mean, I've tried several times. And I done exactly what he said to do, you know. Yeah, that Alfredo was kind of deeper, you know. But man, I mean, shit, I get tired of the same old thing all the time, you know. And I mean, there's days, y'all, when Tammy just ain't with it, boy. And I can't say nothing because I ain't with it myself. Ella used to love macaroni and cheese. And, you know what I mean, mashed potatoes. And it just, I don't know what in the world has come over me. But Tammy says the same thing, you know. But, you know, if y'all think about it, you can go in and get you a plate to go of that Alfredo if you don't want to sit down and eat. It's actually damn ain't half bad. Tammy went in there and bought me 2 orders, you know. And I ate one that day, and then later on that night I ate the other. But y'all, them steaks that Stephen cooks, they just as good as what he says they are. You know, I mean, over the years, you know, he bring me one, you know. And it's as good as what he says. He cooks Cajun style. I doubt Tammy knows how to make that stuff. Tammy ain't no cook. And you know, Dana can cook good, y'all. You know, I mean, I've been to her house before and ate, you know, a few times. Stephen's biscuits look good. And y'all know that Stephen is a pretty good cook. Yeah, you know, he's always cooked. You know, whether he's married or not, he's always been the cook. That other guy I was telling y'all about, he cooks too, you know. I mean, he's got a wife, the one that's trying to get rid of the woman. He cooks and then washes dishes. He's trying to get her to leave. She don't want to leave. But yeah, hey y'all, and my brother was like Stephen, you know. Son, he'd get over there and cook, and he always cooked. I'm talking about even when he was like 8 years old, he'd cook. You know, my mama was at work 12 to 8, you know. And, you know, me and my daddy and my brother was there. My brother, he couldn't have been about 8 years old. He'd get in there and cook eggs, you know, every morning for all of us. And he didn't ever change neither. That joker'd mop that floor, son. He'd mop that damn floor like you wouldn't believe. Old lady sitting there in the chair reading a book. All the time. Baby's diaper weighed 10 pounds. And Clay, y'all, you don't hear about him too much. That's my son's other brother. My son's other, my brother's other son. He he worked at this place where they build these trailers. These trailers you pull behind your truck. And they built big trailers, small trailers, any kind of trailer. You know, you go by a lot in your town, you see they got a bunch of trailers for sale, you know. Pull behind trailers that you haul stuff. Well, the company he works at, they the ones that sell to them places that sell trailers. So they don't really sell to the public. They sell to these places that sell trailers. And Clay started working there. You know, I don't think he knew nothing, you know. And now he's over the shop and makes pretty good money, you know. All right, Casey. He makes pretty good, you know. And he bought him like a dual wheel truck. And you know, got him this pressure washing business. And he makes pretty damn good money. Pretty good money for like somebody. I mean, I don't even know if he even graduated, you know. And then like here comes the kinfolks, Here comes the kinfolks. And when I started roofing, y'all, there was the damnest amount of people coming by my house wanting to borrow money. All the time. They heard I was doing good, And I was. Pretty quick after I started. I was doing pretty good. And I just finally realized, that I ain't want to be aggravated with it. Yeah, he makes pretty good. That Clay, he makes pretty good because he's told me before, but I don't remember what it was. But the man that owns the shop, he don't even have to be there, So Clay knows how to build every trailer and, he knows everything about it. And he's a worker, He's a worker. My brother was a worker. Hey, he didn't sit around shit like I do. Hey, he, like, he helped me most of the time, but he didn't work all the time. There's times where he like quit and just not do nothing, But he'd have a fire over there next door. And he's like wiring a damn goat pen or, like got him some wire and you hear him over there hammering, you hear him cut, hear him damn, at a little old tractor. And he just going. And I ain't exactly like that. So, he'd go out there in the yard. I go out there in the yard when I got something I got to do. He'd go out there in the yard even if he ain't got nothing to do, And there was a painter. My cousin got his house from, they make big money, yeah. Yeah, painters make good money, y'all. I know people don't believe that. Roofers do too. Even the people that work for the roofing company, because I had people that I paid $20 an hour, 30 or 40 years ago. And you might see them broke, but they just didn't care. It ain't because they didn't make the money. Yeah. Yeah, plumbers, that stuff used to be kind of looked down on, but it ain't like that no more, buddy. A mechanic neither. I hear you, that's a pretty good percent. Yeah, my brother painted for a while. And was good at it. it's it's surprising how things has changed, you know. Like, you know, mechanic, you talking about they ain't make no money. And now you have to go to school to be a mechanic. And you have to keep going to school too. Hey y'all, I think I'm gonna get out of here. It's done was it 20 minutes to 3 here? New York time. I can tell I'm kind of getting tired. I've been on here a while though. And I can tell this heater's on over here too. Just got one burner on. It's about to run me out of here. I get off here, I'm gonna get up and go cut that thing off. It's 39 degrees outside. Our furnace was skipping to start. Gave off oil fumes. It cost $600. It's been 2 weeks. Didn't fix it yet. Order a new part, it's scary. Yeah, I enjoyed it too, you know. You know that y'all are a lot of company, you know. You know, especially like, man, I've been inside the house for a while, you know. For a while, every day. And that ain't something I've always done, y'all. But I mean, the weather just ain't fitting, you know. Hey, thank you, Palm Beach, Peter. Yeah, we got it, boy. We got it. I want to tell y'all I appreciate y'all coming in here. I had a wind down from the concert. Wind down from the concert. I had it on, but I wasn't listening. And I wasn't looking at the chat. But I did have it on. Here I am coughing. Y'all, it's getting warm in here. 4 degrees and continues to drop. It shakes the floor when it's trying to turn on. I hear you. Yeah, I'm serious, y'all. You know, y'all a lot of company, you know. You know, when you ain't got nothing to do. Y'all a lot of company. Hey, y'all, I appreciate y'all. I want to thank y'all for everything. I'm fitting to get on out of here and quit drinking this coffee and try to get ready to go to sleep. Get up and cut this heater off for sure. But thank y'all for everything. Don't forget, like, subscribe. We'll see y'all next time. Should have y'all another video for Tammy's channel tomorrow, y'all. We'll see y'all. Good night.